Hey there, everybody. This is Sarah. I'm the author of the Game Plan book. Bada bing, bada boom. Right there, the complete strategy guide to go from starter kit to silver. I'm the leader of the Oil Ability team, and you are on day 9 of boot camp. So you made it already almost 2 weeks through, which is absolutely crazy. You guys ready for some oil adrenaline? It's time for game plan time. I'm a platinum in Young Living. We're right on the cusp of diamond. And if you guys haven't done this before, it's 25 days. So it's gonna be 5 weeks. We don't go over the weekends, not Saturday or Sunday. 9 p.m. Eastern every single day. 25 chapters in the book, 25 chapters in the workbook right here. And it's intense. We're going to work really hard. You're going to actually work your tush off. If you guys started putting together your list of your warm market, you're like, oh my word, like, did she actually truly tell me to do this? It's totally okay. But through that, you're going to ignite your team and you're going to explode your OGV. The only supplies that you need, because we give just about everything away from free, are these 2 books, the game plan book and the workbook, which you can get off of Amazon. If you are joining us midstream, you're just starting the boot camp, and you don't really know what this is or what you're doing, you can go to oilabilityteam.com and watch it from the very, very first one. Very first one. Carrie says she's a Young Living Royal Crown Diamond. Love it. You guys ever have those days where it's just one of those days? Like, it's just life. It's just a life day where, like, you're just in the middle of life. Like, today was one of those days for me. Like, one of those days. Like, first I woke up. I know most of y'all are ladies on here. I woke up and I had, like, Armageddon time of the month. Like, oh my word, how can I not be dead with that much blood? Armageddon time of the month, right? It was absolutely crazy. We're cramming to get school done. I call my son's college. He's supposed to start school next week, and find out that move-in date is not Sunday like he told us. It's tomorrow, and we got to leave at 7:15 in the morning. We don't have the van loaded. We don't have his stuff packed up. See, we got some of his stuff right here. We got some of his stuff right here. Guys, I made pizza for my family tonight. You see that? The pizza is on my bench on my dining room, because that's where we're at. We got groceries for him there. You see all that? We got groceries for him there. Okay? Like, it's one of those kind of days. In the middle of that whole thing, we find out we got to move him in, because I'm just dumping my dirt on you, because I know y'all want to hear my dirt. In the middle of all of that, my daughter has a basketball game. We have 3 of our 5 children in basketball. So we throw everybody in the van. We're running 5 minutes late to get her to the basketball game. We get everybody in the van, and there's a big bang outside, and the power goes on an entire hill. Like gone complete. So I'm thinking, okay, did we like fry something outside? This is bad. We're already gonna be 5 minutes late for the game. Then in the middle of that, another Armageddon hits our house. It's called Vomit Armageddon. So now we got people throwing up. We got people late for the game. There's no power in my house. I got people puking in my bathroom with no lights because they can't see where they're puking, and it's everywhere. I'm like, get in the van. We gotta go, right? So we get in the van and we're backing up, and my husband hits our car with our van, all right? Stress away. Stress away. Today's day is brought to you by Stress Away. So it's not actually the oil we were going to use tonight. Thankfully, it wasn't a hard hit. He didn't do a lot of damage, but one of those days. So finish shopping for my son. And we got to leave at 7:15 in the morning tomorrow. Haven't even started loading the van. It's all laying out. I got meat out of my counter, so I got stuff everywhere, and it's just one of those days. So, but it's actually a really good lead-in, because that's the way that your business works too. Especially Stress Away bra. I know it is like totally the bomb oil, right? I'm gonna drink the whole bottle of Stress Away, like totally gonna. So I got my Ula hat on tonight because I haven't taken a shower, because y'all have been in that place, right? Most of you guys are moms, grandmas, all of that. We literally finished unloading our van 3 minutes ago before I came in here. No makeup on this face. Like, it's just one of those days. But it's a good lesson in your business, because when you first start your business and you're just getting it off the ground, or maybe you're at a place yet where you can't retire or your husband can't retire, it means that you're doing your business alongside life. And a lot of days are going to feel like this. They're going to feel like puke on my bathroom walls, no power in the house, my husband just hit my car with our van days. Okay? It's going to like feel like that. And it's okay. It's all right. All right. So, oh, Lynette, thank you. I appreciate that. What's Ula? Oh, Ula is a state of mind. It means that you got a cadence to your day, which I didn't have today. So I figure if I wear this sucker, that I'm going to have a cadence through this training tonight. All right. Because this is like one of those days. It means that you got your rhythm. It means that you're in your zone. It means that the 7 areas of your life, faith, finances, friends, fun, fitness, your field, that all of those things are in balance is what it means. You found your zone or your place where it just kind of rolls. Today was not one of those days for me, all right? Absolutely wasn't one of those days. So, it's okay though. I'm here. You guys are here, and we're going to have an awesome training tonight. I'm a little off my game this evening, but you know what? Tomorrow's going to be a better day. Whenever you're at that place where you feel like the whole world is literally just sucker punching you to the jaw and you can't take like anything else at all on top of your plate, it's a really good time to kind of step back, reevaluate everything. Definitely douse yourself in this, like totally stress away. I will even venture to say valor as well. Douse yourself in that. It's a good time to step back and say, okay, what's the most important thing in front of me? What's the second most important thing in front of me? Driving away at 7:15 tomorrow morning? Really, really important. 7,000 people on this boot camp, more important than putting the meat away on my counters right now, right? If you start puking, I'm going to bed. I already threw up earlier today. I'm good. You know you feel really good after you puke? Like, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm on my high. I'm shaky. I'm on my high, but we're going to get through this training tonight. So, deep breath. And just know that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, right? I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. He's totally got us. I'll tell you, tonight's training is about all the different types of classes that you could teach. And there's so many different types of classes you could teach. I am a radio news anchor. I talk to 5 million people every single time that I'm on the radio. I did come off of my shift. I fully retired, but I missed it so much. I'd done it for 18 years that I decided that I would still fill in just for fun. So radio, which has been my career for 18 years, is now my hobby, and I do it for fun. So I'm anchoring on Monday. I'm anchoring on Friday next week. I got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and get in there. I read 39 newspapers every day, watch all 7 networks, write 120 stories by hand, by myself, cut up over 200 sound bites. And then when I turn that microphone on, it's go time, and there's 5 million people listening on the other side of the mic. I'll slow down, Sherry. Sorry about that. When you have a microphone in front of me, my pace goes toot, 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 toot. But when I'm just talking like normal, my pace just takes off. So sorry about that. But I'll tell you, even after 18 years of sitting there and talking to millions and millions of people every day, I never had to look at anybody. Like, I would sit in that anchor booth, and I could see the morning show because I'm the news girl. So I could see the morning show through the glass. I think I put a couple pictures of radio in the book for you guys so you could see it. I would sit there and I could see them, but I couldn't see the people looking at me. So if they didn't like the story I was running, like, I couldn't see them rolling their eyes at me. I couldn't, see them zoning out or getting up and going to the bathroom during the story that I took a whole hour to write. Like, I couldn't see any of that. When I did my first oils class, oh my word, it like scared the tar out of me because all of a sudden there's these women sitting on the couch and they're looking at me. So I had sat there and said, we got a Family Life listener on here tonight on the training. Teresa, do a shout out with you. So I'm sitting there and I'm teaching this class and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're like looking at my face. Like, I'm in a room by myself 7-8 hours a day talking to the wall, millions of people, but I don't have to look at them, right? And now I'm doing these oils classes and I'm looking at the people sitting on my couch, and it just, like, I was terrified. Crystal asked how I kept all my information in my brain. We have teleprompters, even in radio, so thankfully I didn't have to memorize everything. Christine is on. Good to see you. So I remember my very first oils class. I was like puking all day long because I was so nervous. Like, I was so scared. And the women started showing up at my house, and I'm thinking, what am I doing? Like, what did I get myself into? I am not sure I can handle the stress of like looking at these people and reading the script. And I had practiced that script. I'm a red personality, so preparedness is like my thing, right? My kids' birthday gifts are like picked out 6 months ahead of time and wrapped 6 weeks before their birthday on our hall tree, like ready to go. I just sat down, and what did I do for my son? We went grocery shopping. What's the first thing I did? I wrote down all the food that I purchased him and what he can make out of it, and made him a little cookbook out of it, because that's what I do. I'm an organizer. That's why you guys got a book that's really well organized, right? Because I like to organize stuff. I didn't put the food away, but at least I know what food I bought. So even though it's going to be all bad, I'm going to have to throw it away when I'm done with my training. I at least know what I got, right? So I had read my script. I was prepared. Like, I was prepared to read the script, but oh my gosh, I was so scared, like so scared. And I know when you guys are reading the book, you're probably like, oh, she talks to millions of people. Like, she's totally got this. Like, I'm scared. I'm a nervous person, but Sarah could totally get up and talk to people. news people don't like looking at people. I mean, a radio news anchor is completely different than a television news anchor. And even TV people, they get used to looking at cameras, but we don't have millions of people like staring at our face when we're going on. We look at the teleprompter and we just read it, you know, we just read what the script is, what we've written. And so I had the script down. I was ready to go. I had spent a lot of time researching it. That script you guys have in the back of your book has over 40 sources. 40 different sources that I used to put that thing together. So, I mean, I take my scripts very seriously. They're very well researched. I don't mess around when I'm writing stuff and putting it together. I work really hard at it. But when it comes to the delivery, I'm fine if nobody's looking at me. And so what's the number one fear in the world, right? It's not death. Death is second. Number one is speaking in front of people. That's totally where I was at my first class. So I come in here, I'm standing literally right there. I pull a little chair. I'm sitting right in front of my entertainment center. First class in this room that I'm teaching from right now. And I'm sitting there, these women come in and they're sitting on my couch and they're all looking at me. And I'm like, I'd already been puking because I'm so nervous. My knees are literally hitting each other. You guys have heard of like your knees knocking? Like mine were actually hitting each other. That's how hard I was shaking. I was so scared. So I sat there and I was like, God, I just need you to help me through this. I don't know how I'm going to get through this class. I'm absolutely terrified. I'm scared. And could we have the sources, please? I hit Jepper. I could, but man, it was 2.5 years ago. I didn't write down all my sources when I put it together. I could give you 3 of them off the top of my head. I did pull a bunch from Diane Warwood's. It was the #1 book on Amazon, so I pulled a bunch of stuff from her. She had 50 years of aromatherapy experience. I pulled a bunch of stuff from the reference guides. I pulled a bunch of stuff from David Stewart's material to write the 101. Trying to think of some of the other ones that I did, but it's been 2.5 years since I put that one together. So I wish I could. I wish I could. Ooh, Karen says she's got 4 classes scheduled for February. Good job. I'll do that giveaway as soon as I finish a Facebook Live. So I sit down and my knees are literally knocking on each other. And I'm thinking, God, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. Like I can't. I mean, you tell me all the time that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, but I just need God to just take this over so I don't have to do this. And the women they sat on my couch and they're sitting there and they're just waiting and they're just looking at me. And so I actually got up and I left the room and I went into my bedroom and I grabbed Valor. This is my just favorite oil. This oil, Gary found this blend when he was going through, he likes to research too, just like I do. And he was looking through ancient records of the Romans. And I've actually heard him tell this story on one of the retreats. He was looking through the records of the Romans and he stumbled on this blend that's very, very similar to Valor that they would use when the Romans got out of the bathhouses, the Roman soldiers. They would put it on the soldiers right before they went into battle because it was a blend, an essential oils blend designed for courage. And so I was thinking, you know what? This is when Valor came in the starter kit. So I had this in my starter kit and I went into my bedroom and I literally took the bottle and I just completely covered myself in it. Like I had it everywhere on my body. Then I came out and I put a whole bunch of it in my diffuser and I just prayed. I was like, God, if you want me to do this, you're going to have to do it for me. Like I'm that scared. I have no idea. I'm shaking so hard that when I look at the script and I look down on the script, I can't even see the words because I'm shaking the script so hard while I'm reading. And as I was praying, the best thing that I can tell you is God just took my fear away. I mean, from the top of my head down to my toes, I literally felt it just melt right out of my body. And I had that Valor oil all over me. I was breathing it in and I took a deep breath and I just started reading. And I read the three pages of the script and it was awesome. The women enjoyed it. They were laughing. They had a good time. We finished. 3 of them bought the kit right there at the class, and then 3 more got it after the class. And this class was towards the end of the month. It was July 18th. It was the only class that I had the very first month of my business. And I got my check in August, and it was $342. And I remember looking at it thinking, all I wanted was $50 for my Essential Rewards order. Like, this is awesome, dude. Like, I call this my $342 oil. Like, this is sweet. But I want you to know, I get how scary teaching classes is. Like, I get it. And now, man, I've taught everywhere. In 260 classes, you get to a point where you just get, I don't even have the script memorized. I still have the 3 pages in front of me. But I've talked to auditoriums with thousands and thousands of people in them. I've taught classes in my living room with 47 women in here where they were standing in the doorways. And I taught classes for an elderly couple that had literally 4 women show up at their house that they just wanted to love on those women and give them a nice night out. And so I taught to really, really tiny classes. I've taught one-on-ones. I've taught a 101 class from a kayak on the Aegean Sea. When I was coming back in when we were on the cruise in Venice, a woman was asking me about oils, and so I literally did the whole 101 with her while we were kayaking back in. So I taught in pretty much every setting imaginable now, and she did get a kit too. I was teaching most of my 101 from the zip line when we were in Hawaii and the Drive to Win. Ended up getting 2 business builders out of that. So you know, you never know where you're going to be teaching. Now I'm over my fear of teaching. Like now I've done it so many times that I'm like, okay, but I'll tell you, at the beginning, it was hard. Like it was hard. And you're right, Tony, you nailed it on the head. God gets all the glory. Like he gets every drop of the glory for what he did through me, because if it was not for him, I'm not sure I would have been able to do it. The good thing is now I've done so many classes and so many different types of classes that I realize there's more than one way of teaching. And the nice thing is there's really no wrong way of teaching an oils class. Like the point is to get the information across, to have a strong close so that they know where to order, and to give them your member number and make sure that you're touching base with them. Like that's pretty much it. I mean, it's like the same thing. So tonight I'm going to walk you through all the different types of classes you could teach, and I'm going to taught on horseback. That's Marta. That's really cool. You like to get serious brownie points. Maura says her internet was down. I so get that today. Like so understand. We've had vomit today. We've had our own car today. We've been late to basketball games today. Our power was out today. Like I so get it, Maura. I so get that day. You know what? Here, you're with me, girl. You're with me, girl. Like it's you and me right here. So, whew. You can do this, all right? That's what I'm going to tell you is you can do this. The trick is finding the class that is the best based on your teaching style. God gave you specific gifts and specific talents, and you have to work within your talent pool and how he's gifted you. And so for some of you guys, it means that you're just going to like explode and you're going to be a diamond in a year. I've seen it happen. I actually sat at the Platinum Retreat, and I just turned to the woman next to me and I was like, hey, how are you? What's your name? She's like, oh yeah, you know, I'm da-da-da-da. I was like, oh, really nice to meet you. And she's like, I'm a Royal Crown Diamond. And I was like, dude, that's awesome. Let's do an interview. So I whip out my phone and I'm literally in the middle of interviewing her. And she goes, yeah, why don't you meet my team? And she points to all these people sitting at the table. And she's like, she's a diamond, she's a diamond, she's a diamond, she's a diamond, she's a diamond. She had 17 diamonds on her team. So I asked her, I said, when did you get your starter kit? 3 months before me. 3 months before me. I'm like, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing with my life? You know, so some people are going to just explode really, really fast because the gifts and talents that they have just put them in a place for rapid fire growth. All right. And then there's going to be other people that, I mean, for me, for John and I, it'll be a little over 2.5 years from starter kit to diamond. Our diamonds did it in 14 years. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with 14 years. There's nothing wrong with 30 years. There's nothing wrong with 1 year. Like there's nothing wrong. What it is just the gifts and talents the Lord has given you. So what I want you to do is promise me that you're not going to rate your beginning by somebody else's middle. I put that in the book. Don't rate your beginning by somebody else's middle, because y'all might be looking at me saying, oh, 2.5 years. That's crazy. I've had my kid X amount of time and I haven't hit diamond yet. But then I'm looking at that Royal that I sat at the table with at lunch at the Platinum Retreat a couple weeks ago going, I don't have 17 diamonds on my team, and she got her kit the same time I did. So there's always somebody out there that's going to totally trump your story. Always. All right. Always. The thing is you can only yourself against you. So don't beat yourself up if people that you signed have surpassed you in rank. You know, if somebody else talents just like explode their team and they grow really, really fast, there's nothing wrong with your pace. There's nothing wrong with your talents. There's nothing wrong with your gifts. There's nothing wrong with the way that you're doing things unless you have no strategy, okay? If you have no game plan, you don't know where you're going every single day for your business, then there's something wrong, all right? Then that's something you need to fix. But outside of that, as long as you're working at it, you're not doing anything wrong. Let's do a shout out to Kelly. Today is her 4-year oily anniversary today. Congratulations. And you're still here and you're still doing it. The only people that don't get to diamond are the ones that give up. Seriously, legit, like the only ones that don't get there. So I want you to picture yourself as a diamond right now, because who cares if it takes you 10 years to get there? If I had to work at a dollar store for 30 years and I knew in 30 years I was going to make $35,000 a month, and on the 20th, every single month, 35 grand was going to be deposited in my bank account. If I worked at the dollar store for 30 years, guess who'd be working at the dollar store for 30 years? Like I would totally do it, I would do that because I know where that goes. I know where that goes. I love Lori. She says comparison will kill your passion. It's true. It's true. So your way is not the wrong way. And you're going to hear me teach tonight on all the different types of classes you can do. And you have to promise me when you listen tonight, I don't want you to say, oh, I didn't do it that way, so I must be wrong. No. All right, your way of building is not wrong. If you're on here and you're a star, if you're a star, you're in the top 8% of the entire company of Young Living. Okay, you're in $1 billion company, you're in the top 8%. So Sherry says, I didn't want to be a diamond, but now I do thanks to you. Diamond is just stewardship. That's all that is. If you're a diamond, it means the Lord's trusting you with more so that you can pour that out on other people and other families. So I'm not afraid of being a diamond. I'm excited about it because I've wanted since I was a little girl to live on 10% and tithe 90%. And we're going to get there. Like we're going to, with the way the book is taking off, because you guys keep sharing with your teams, we could get there this year if you guys keep sharing. So you're blessing us so much. So thank you. I just want you to know your way's not wrong. All right, so stop beating yourself up. I love that you're on boot camp because it's going to ignite you. It's going to ignite your teams. It's going to get you and your teams on the same page. It's going to give you a system that's duplicatable so you don't feel like you're spread thin and you got to pour into a whole bunch of people on level 20 that you don't know that you want to pour into, but you don't have any energy left because you're working with your personally enrolled. There's a reason I wrote Game Plan. It's not to trump the system you already have. It's really not. The reason I wrote Game Plan is so that it's duplicatable so you don't get burned out. All right, so that everybody on your team's on the same page because you're going to have red personalities and yellows and greens and blues. Did you know Game Plan's written from all 4 personality types? That's why all of you guys like it so much. The emerald is eating up the system, like eating up the system, and the rubies also. The rubies are enjoying it. The reds are enjoying it because it gives you a goalpost. You know where you're going. You know what the end game is. You catch the vision. You know where you're going. The pearls are crying over chapter 1 and chapter 2 and chapter 3. All right. The yellows are just eating up the emotion in it, the stewardship of it. They know where it's going to go. They see the end game. They have a goal now. And I'll tell you, most of my silvers are pearl personalities, yellows. Most network marketing millionaires are pearl personalities because they don't give up. And then the sapphires are enjoying the fire in it. They're enjoying the competition and the gameplay and the workbook and the storytelling and the adventure of it and the adventure story in it. So, I mean, it's literally written from every single personality type. So I did that on purpose. I had a lot of personality training before I wrote the book because I wanted to make sure that it appealed to every single personality type. So I am a red blue and my husband is a green yellow. So he's an emerald pearl and I'm a ruby sapphire. So we worked on it together, ran a lot of stuff by him to make sure that it would appeal to everybody. And I had a reason for doing that because I don't want anybody to feel overwhelmed by reading the book. I want you to be able to take this and give it to anybody. And I don't want your pearls to look at it and go, oh my gosh, this is so overwhelming. And I don't want your rubies to go, oh my gosh, I'm so bored. Like, I don't even want to read anymore on this. So I just want to keep going. All right. So we talked about Game Plan. We talked about my first class, which scared the tar out of me. Charlotte's a sapphire. Man, I love sapphires. They're so much fun. Like, they're just so much fun. The oil for tonight, believe it or not, is not Stress Away. That's just my personal oil because I've had one of those days. It's not Valor, although Valor will help you with your courage, okay, when you're teaching. The oils that I picked for this evening were Grounding. This one is because it's really, really good for leveling you off when you're getting ready to teach. And Gathering is the other one that I picked. Those two, because they're very, very good when you're in a group of people. And if you're scared of being in front of a group of people, maybe you're a blue personality and you really like people, but you don't necessarily like being in front of people and talking to them. You're going to love Gathering and you're going to love Grounding. And go ahead and put those in your diffuser before you teach because they're going to feel good. They're going to feel really good. All right. Many of you guys wrote me yesterday. I wanted to hit on this real quick and then I'll jump into this. Asking for some of the interviews that I've been doing the past 2 years. I'm an interviewer by nature. I've interviewed Barack Obama, Dick Durbin, Jesse Jackson, Oprah Winfrey, Johnny Erickson Tata, Nagme Abedini, Franklin Graham. I've interviewed probably thousands of people by now. If you ever want to hear any of those interviews from radio for me, you guys can go to fln.org, familylifenetwork.org. And there's a button for news. And if you click on that, you'll see my ugly mug up there. And then there's a button for podcasts and there's one for Faith Under Fire. And all my Faith Under Fire interviews are on there. And if you enjoy that kind of stuff, you might really enjoy that. But I thought you might like to see some of the interviews I've done with Young Living, the Brian Clays and the Marcella Von Hardings and the Lauren Walkers Isn't she amazing? She's incredible. So today I popped up Marcella von Harding, and we had so much response. We actually had as many people watch that as we did watch my boot camp. It kind of hurt my feelings. So I decided that we're going to make a button on the oilabilityteam.com webpage, and we'll put the interviews that I've done up there. We're going to divide them into product interviews that talk about product, or business interviews that talk about the business side. And then if you see an interview that you just absolutely love or really hits you right here, then you can share that with your teams, because they'll each have their own pages. And you can use that to train your own teams when you're running your own boot camps and motivate people and keep your team members excited. And you'll always have access to those interviews. You also always have access to this boot camp. We're going to leave it up forever and ever and ever. Can you guys hear me on one thing though? Here's the rule of thumb with sharing. Okay. Here's the rule of thumb with sharing. I'm a rainbow, Jennifer says. Yeah, I know. I got a lot of rainbows on my team too. If it is something that Amazon has published, then I don't have the rights to it. They do. So if you guys are typing out the scripts or typing out the appendixes in here and posting them publicly, we can actually lose our licensing for the book, and that would put me in a lot of trouble. If you are copying the audiobook, which is going to be up on Amazon, I can get in really big trouble. So I'm going to ask you, please, 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 if it's in the book and if it's an appendix, would you just encourage your teams to go to Amazon and purchase the book, or place a bulk order at 40% off? And then encourage your leaders to buy it at the 40% off. That would really bless John and I, and not type out the scripts and post them everywhere, because that can really get us in trouble with the licensing. However, everything on the oilabilityteam.com site is totally free. Okay, we put all that stuff up there to help you guys out. We're working on a whole nother button just for marketing your classes, with hundreds of free images that you're going to be able to use when you're marketing your classes. There's essential rewards images up there. The audio 101, I gave you permission last night to copy that and burn them and hand them out like candy if it's going to grow your organization. So I'm totally okay with that, all right? But the stuff that's on Amazon, please bless our family and don't copy that stuff, because we can really get in big trouble for that. So if it's the book, if it's the workbook, don't copy the workbook pages and post those online. Don't type out the 101 script and then post that online and share it with your teams. Would you bless us and encourage your teams to get on and just get the book? That would really, really, really mean a lot to John and I, all right? But if it is up on the team website, thank you, Susan. I really appreciate that. If it's up on the team website, Oilability Team, please know that it's free for the taking. We're going to keep putting tons of free stuff up there. You can share the interviews. You can share the images. You can share the quotes. You can print off the accountability worksheets. You can even burn the 101 MP3 and hand it out, and we're totally okay with that. You should be able to, Michelle. We'll talk you through how to be able to do that later, all right? But if it's the book or something on Amazon, because of their licensing, we can't do that, all right? So please, I'm asking you please to respect that and just push people to the Amazon side. I will. It's hard for me to come down and be a stinker to people, because I don't want to. I would give away everything for free if I could, but then we wouldn't be able to publish the book and you guys wouldn't have access to that. And so, all right. So done with my whooping tonight. Now let's get into the actual lecture, which is a lot of fun. Yeah, please leave reviews on us. That really blesses our family also, because 70% of purchases are based on peer review. And if you bring these books to the rallies that you guys are attending and bring them to your classes, I can't even begin to tell you how much that would bless John and I. If you guys are on retreats and you share the book with the people that you're on the silver retreat with and the gold retreat with, the people that are your bus buddies, you talk about the system you're using, post it on your business pages, on your personal pages. Oh, guys, you would so bless our family. Like, so we have 5 kids. We'd like to put them through college. One of them starts tomorrow morning. So that's how we get blessed back. So if you're enjoying the training and you're enjoying the free stuff, you can bless us by leaving reviews and sharing this book everywhere, like everywhere you go. Taking it, and when your leaders rank up and they hit star, they hit senior star, gift them the book. That's what John and I do. Gift about 100 of them a month to our teams. So that would be a really, really good thing to do, because then you're going to continue that duplicatable system on your team, all right? Okay, into the training, day 9. You guys are actually through almost 2 weeks of the 5-week boot camp. That means that it's almost time for me to do another $200 giveaway of signed books, audio CDs. I just finished the audio version of Game Plan. It is now in the hands of Audible. They've had it for 5 days. They say it takes 10 to 12 to be able to put it up on Amazon. So we should be less than 6 days away from having that go live. but I might have a copy in my house that I'm going to mail out to the people that win on Saturdays that are keeping up with me. So I'm going to put that in your box. I'm going to put an entire set of all 15 of my DVDs, which we don't have up on Amazon yet. Lots of you guys have asked me. We're working on it, but it's a long process to get those up. So just keep checking the oilabilityteam.com website, and you'll see as they go up, they'll go live on the website and you'll be able to see them. Look at our Facebook page. I'll announce it when things go live. Also, one thing we're not selling is thumb drives with all of my scripts on them. I've written over 45 scripts. So we have thumb drives with all of my content on it. The reason we're not doing that, people have asked, is because there's a lot of interpretation in the gray area of the FDA compliance rules. So I've written all of my lectures to be compliant, but if you get somebody that interprets some of that gray a different direction, it could put our family's business in jeopardy. So it's probably not something I'm going to sell. We've talked about bundling all my scripts, my beauty school, my millennial script, oils in the bedroom, chemical-free home, oils of the Bible, oils in the family, oil affordability, like all of those scripts I've written, and bundling them into a game plan script book. I'm not sure I'm at the place yet where I'm comfortable doing that. So I don't know, just pray over it. Pray over it. If we meet with Young Living and we talk with them and they're okay with it, then maybe we might consider it. But right now, yeah, I know it would bless a lot of families. I was actually going to do it before I did the game plan book. But I figure right now we got the 101 script in there, and the others we just need to pray on it. I would love to release those. But for the people that win on Saturdays, I'm going to give them a thumb drive with all those scripts on it. So that's something you can't even purchase. We're not selling those because it's too gray for me. But all of that is for those who are keeping up with the boot camp. Am I going to be convention speaking? No, I have not been asked to speak at convention. I was asked to speak though at a symposium, and I would really encourage you guys to get on a symposium. It's going to be in April. I got an email from Ollie Wanker, who is Gary's personal doctor, and they're going to have over 30 Royal Crown Diamonds speaking at the symposium. It's an online symposium that's over 8 days. And then they've got Gary speaking, they've got Mary, Mike Bush, they've got Jared speaking, and then they asked me. And so I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, I am not a Royal Crown Diamond. I kind of feel like a David and Goliath here. I am not Gary and Mary. Like, I'm just little old game plan girl over here in the corner. So I am going to be speaking at that. No, I have not been asked to speak at convention. That would be a tremendous honor. But I will be at the symposium. So watch the release dates on that, and I will be up on that. So thank you. Thanks. You guys you're making me blush. Thank you. That would be an honor to be able to speak at convention. But no, I have not been asked. But I will be at the symposium. So I'll post that information. It'll be up in April, that we'll be doing that. It's online, so you guys can watch it from anywhere. Okay, so we'll be doing a giveaway on Saturday for all the people that are keeping up with the boot camp. So check in Saturday morning. Tell me if you've watched all the videos and done all the homework. I know that the workbook is a real butt kicker this week. Like, it's hard. So I understand that, but I'm giving you all day Friday and technically all day Saturday until Saturday night till I pick a game to get caught up, pick a name. So today, though, we're going to talk about the anatomy of a successful class. So what components are included in the class that make it successful? This is where the book got really interesting to write, because everybody has a different definition of what class day is. And like I said at the beginning, there's really no wrong definition. Blogging, speaking to 50 people in a church gym, whatever style you prefer, the goal is getting the 101 lecture notes in their head, and it's getting that script in front of people's faces. I had a lot of people ask me after the class yesterday, Sarah, do you teach specialty classes? Well, yeah, I've written 45 lectures, so I do teach specialty classes, but even at a platinum rank, my ratio is still 3 101s to 1 specialty. 3 101s to 1 specialty. Why? Because the 101s are your prospecting classes. Those are the classes where people are learning about the starter kit. And so if you're not happy with the size of your organization yet, and you want to rank, you want to keep ranking up, then you need to be doing more 101s than everything else that you're doing. I will tell you, I'm not a big fan of make and take classes. I know a lot of the blue personalities are like, ugh, right? I'm not a big fan of those because it encourages people to purchase product off of Young Living's website. So it encourages them to go to Bulk Apothecary and order their jojoba oil, or, Abundant Health and order their glass bottles and all that. And I really want my OGV to go up, and I want people to learn how to utilize the incredible products that Young Living has put together. Why do a DIY face wash when they have the Art Gentle Cleanser, which is literally like the best cleanser on the face of the planet, and there's no way I could replicate that. I can't. I can't make it the way that they have made it. It's amazing. So I always drive people back to the website and get them ordering things off of the website. Can you do a make and take? You can do make and takes, but every make and take I've ever done, I always sneak a 101 in there. So even if I do a beauty school, while they're sitting there and they've got that mask on their face for a half an hour, you're right, they're also a lot of work. If they got that mask on their face for half an hour, I did a 101 class and I taught the whole 101 while they were sitting there and they couldn't go anywhere. I have like this totally captive audience. I'm going to sneak that 101 in everywhere I possibly can because I want that to be in the forefront of their mind. So if you're like adamant on doing make and takes, then please just try to sneak the 101 in there at the very, very least. All right. I will tell you too, maybe as we're heading into this and I'm telling you how to do all these classes, you're sitting here thinking, Sarah, I'm you from the beginning of this story. Like my knees knock. I cannot get in front of people. I really hear what you're saying. I can do your marketing system. I will ask 3 people to invite 50 people to my class. But Sarah, I cannot get in front of that and teach. Like I just can't. I can't do it. I want to do this business with all my heart. I believe in it. I know where it goes. I want to be a diamond steward. I want to have that income to bless other people, but I can't stand in front of people. Like I need your help. I don't know how to do that. We even thought of you with the game plan system, even thought of you, okay? That's why I recorded the 101 to a DVD. So if you just really, truly cannot get in front of people, it's okay. You can order the DVD off Amazon. We'll have it out probably in a couple of weeks before boot camp's over. You can order it and then you just play hostess. Everybody shows up at your house. You got some milk and cookies on the table. You're warm and friendly. For a minute or two, you just casually tell them how you got your starter kit and how much oils mean to you. And you pop that DVD in and you let me talk for a half an hour. And you don't have to stand in front of them and you don't have to have that script and you don't have to worry. Yeah, I'll pass out, Amanda says. You don't have to, okay? You don't have to do it. You just make sure that at the end, they know how to order from you. All right, that they've got a purple bag, which we're going to talk about tonight, and they know. So maybe you're totally cool teaching in front of people. You got no problem with it at all, but you've got people on your team that you know will never, ever, ever get in front of a group of people. That's what the DVDs are for. That's what they're for. Okay, so we're going to have those up on Amazon very, very, very soon. That one, and I actually recorded the DVD because of people that were afraid on my team to teach. So I recorded that almost immediately after I started my business, and we started burning them like hotcakes and handing them out to all the people on my team that were shy. And I have one woman on my team that hit silver just from the DVD. Like just from the DVD. She would mail them out like candy to people and she'd invite people to her house and she'd put the DVD in her DVD player and she blew up, like blew up. It's awesome. The purple bag. She's so funny. So yeah, you can share with friends that are long distance away. If you don't want to spend the money on a DVD for every person, you can share the audio with them, which is free. That's up on our website. It's a shareable link. Okay. So I thought even of the people that are like, all right, I'm going to listen to your training tonight, but legitly, like I cannot get in front of people. That's what the DVD's for. Now you're still going to have to host them. You're still gonna have to invite people to your house, but you don't have to actually stand there and do the lecture. So we've even thought of you. Now let's get back into the lecture here. Whatever style you prefer, the DVD is probably about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. We should have them up. The very next thing that's going to go up is going to be the Audible game plan. And I'll tell you guys, if you want to get the Audible game plan, sorry, if you guys are just watching this, you're like, what questions is she answering? I was just asked when the DVDs will be available. The next thing that's going to go up on the site is going to be the Audible version. And I'll tell you, even if you have a hard copy of the book, I'd really encourage you to get the audio version of it as well. First off, I'm the one that recorded it. So I've been a news anchor for 18 years. So it's literally me whispering into your ear. And I swear to you, I talk slower in front of a microphone. I'll even put a little sample up tonight so you guys can hear a little bit of the Audible version. You're going to fall in love with it because it's me just talking to you like one-on-one and just coaching you in your ear and reminding you. I will tell you, if you get in my van right now, I have about 80 CDs of Gary's and I listen to him like everywhere I go. I've got him in my head training me. I've got Marcella von Harding in my head training me. That's how I do my training is through audio CDs. So I really encourage you, even if you're the workbook, even if the book, you're going to need to be reminded of stuff. Okay. You're going to need to be reminded of it. And so when you walk away from this, I want you to get the audio version and just listen to it in your car. Listen to it when you're doing your dishes. Like constantly remind yourself of the principles that will get you to diamond. Like have that in the forefront of your mind. I'd really encourage you to grab that as well. I think it's part of the whole system. And when I gift it to my leaders, I gift all three. I gift them the book, the workbook, and the audio version because you're actually using a completely different part of your brain when you're studying with your ears versus studying with your eyes. It's totally different. And you're going to remember it completely differently. Like there are going to be things that stick that do not stick when you're writing it out and you're highlighting things in your book. Different things are going to, stick with you. And if you're an auditory learner as well, I had an auditory learner at the Silver Retreat literally grab my neck and weep on me for 10 minutes because of that audio version. And I told her, I said, Judy, I recorded this for you. And I did. When I sat there and I was recording the whole thing, I was thinking of her because I know how hard it is for some people to be able to read. So please promise me you're going to get the audio version also and continue to train your brain long after this boot camp is done. I want you guys to continue studying it. All right. Okay, so back to the lecture here. If you're getting the 101 lecture in front of people's faces, whatever type of 101 lecture you're doing, and you're doing good follow-up and you got a strong close, you're going to get to your goals. You will. The goal is to get that lecture in front of as many people as you possibly can, whatever your method is of doing it. Yeah, the symposium. Yeah, I did get invited to that, so that's a tremendous honor. Like I don't, even now, I don't ever take any speaking engagements for granted. I don't ever take you guys for granted. I'm grateful that you're on this boot camp. It means the world to me. Thank you. I get no benefit from it, training other people's leaders. I know my team is on here as well. But I just, the honor to be able to speak, I don't ever take it for granted. One of my life verses that I just love is let the meditations of my heart, the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be pleasing in your sight, O Lord. So I've been talking since really pretty much before I could roll over. and it's always a reminder to me to make sure that my speech is edifying and that it's good. And so whenever the Lord brings an audience, I'm always grateful for it. So back to the different types of classes. Ooh, Deborah, good to see you on here as well. Different types of classes. I'm going to tell you, if you put all of your eggs in one basket, that's not a good idea. You want to diversify with your classes. You don't want to do just one type of class. I'm all for in-person classes. You're going to hear me say over and over and over again, I really love building relationships with people. That's my sapphire personality, the blue personality in me, the radio girl, just loves the relationship that I establish with people. I told you I've taught 260 classes in a little over 2 years, but when my friends who were gold with me went diamond before I did, when we were on the Global Leadership Cruise 2 years ago, I tapped into some of their tricks and I got better at social media. And now here we are in the cusp of diamond. You guys wouldn't even be getting this training if I hadn't learned some other tricks from some of my other friends who are really good at social media. I wouldn't even known how to get on Facebook Live or how to do Vimeo classes or how to run a page or run social media. Like I have no tech ability in my body at all. That's why I married a software developer. Okay. It's awesome. Oh, Kathy says, I'll get the audio CD right away. I listened to chapter 1 to 8 you had on SoundCloud before I started and I loved it. It took 70 hours to record that in the studio. It's not 70 hours long, but it took a lot of time to edit it. It was a lot of work. I had laryngitis for almost a week after I recorded that thing, but hopefully it blesses you guys and allows you to train your brain, that audio version. So let's talk about the different types of classes that are out there. You can do large classes, large meaning 15 to 20 people up to 100 or 200 or 300 people. I'll put the link up for you guys. Yes, I promise. You guys are beating me up now. I will put the link to the SoundCloud audio up for you guys as soon as this training's over so you can listen to the first 8 chapters. We've got that up on SoundCloud and you can listen to it. But please bless our family and buy the Audible version when it comes out, okay? That would really take care of us. So you could do large classes and you can do them in gyms. You can do them in libraries. You can do them at the Y. You can do them in community centers. You can do them in senior centers. You can do them in hotels and fire halls, churches, public schools. I've taught in every single one of those locations. I've even taught at outdoor pavilions. I've even done leaders retreats and awards nights outside while it's been pouring rain. The only rule of thumb with those is just to go where the audience is. Always go where they are. Small classes. I've taught small classes. Small classes would be 3 people on my couch that I'm speaking to. I actually really don't care what the size of the class is. Our Live Your Passion rally next week will probably have about 300 people at it is our norm. Oh, Jocelyn, thank you. She says, don't just listen to SoundCloud, buy the book. So, I don't mind the size of the class. I just love having that time to pour into people. So you can do small classes. You can do one-on-one classes. I have leaders that have built all the way to silver doing one-on-ones. And I'll tell you, I do one-on-ones when I plateau. Whenever I plateau and I'm stuck at a certain OGV for a few months and I start getting frustrated, then your frustration is going to come out through your teaching. I open up my game plan workbook. I go back to chapter 7 in, I look at that long list of the warm market and all those people I know, and I just pick 2 or 3 people a week, and I sit down and do a one-on-one with them. We do it over lunch. They come over to my house when my kids are in quiet time, and we'll do it, or I'll go meet them at the park and we do it. I'm not at the one in Rochester, Katie, but I'll be at the one in Corning. I'm heading the Corning one. Although the Rochester team's really good friends of ours, very, very good friends. So it's going to be an awesome rally. The Lunch and Learn also is another one where you meet somebody for lunch or a couple of people for lunch, and you do it over their lunch breaks. So you have like a half an hour. You really got to stick to the script to get it done. One that I call the couch class, which is when you have, 5 to 10, 12 people on your couch, and it's at your house or a friend's house. A lot of you guys don't want to open up your home. You're a little uncomfortable with that. And so you might ask a friend that is a blue personality that's willing to open up their home, and you go teach at their house, and you're just teaching on their couch. And it's just, intimate type of class. One that's called the connection class. What the connection class is the entire purpose of doing it is solely so that you can make a connection and tap into somebody's entire friend circle. So for example, making a connection class with the chiropractor in your town, or a couple of them. So you go and teach, you put up a flyer in his office when your classes are going to be, you go and train the secretary how to fill the diffuser every morning so that people smell when they're coming in and they go over to the poster. You leave some 101 audio CDs in his office that people can take, and then he basically markets it for you. And then you show up and you do the teaching and you're tapping into his friend circle. So you could do that with chiropractors, bulk food store owners, natural dentists, naturopath doctors, massage therapists, health food stores. And especially if you plateau, those are really good places to tap into. All right, really good places. You just got to make sure that you have stuff in their office so that people can grab it as they're leaving, so that they get interested in what you're doing. The Gotta Eat one, which is just like the Lunch and Learn, which means you're training. I do a lot of my teacher trainings over dinner. I'll meet 3 or 4 leaders, and I bring little goodie bags for them, and I train them over a meal. Speed oiling classes are a lot of fun. Those are a big rave. What you do then is you get a bunch of your leaders in the room, and each of your leaders picks a station. Maybe you take the 101 and you break it up into a couple of different paragraphs. And so the group of people that have come move from station to station to station, and each person has 5 minutes. And they have to give them that little smidge of information in the 5 minutes before they go to the next one. What would I leave in offices? I leave a purple bag, which we're going to go over tonight. I would definitely your contact information, some kind of a poster, a diffuser running, that you train somebody there how to get going every morning. I would leave audio 101s that they can take and listen to in their car, and definitely your contact information. Those are my favorite things to leave in offices. If the Rochester rally is sold out, we do have plenty of space in the Corning rally. So if you're not able to get tickets for that and you want to drive another hour, you're very welcome to come and join us. I'll put the link to the Corning rally up on the page as soon as this training is done, so you guys can get on that one. All right. It's $10 to get in. If you buy your tickets at the door, it's $15 to get in. So we talked yesterday about online classes, and I trained you a little bit about how to do online ones, like Facebook Live, like what I'm doing right now. You see how easy it is to be able to get on these trainings. Zoom is another one. I just had a leaders retreat for all of my leaders this last weekend, and I had diamonds call in on Zoom from South Korea, from California. I had diamonds from Texas. I had a gold from Texas. We had people from all over the country, and I was able to use Zoom so they could see the room and they could see who they were talking to. And then my leaders got to see these diamonds talking directly to them one-on-one. So Zoom is really good. I like it a little better than Skype because it's not as pixelated. It's easier to see it. You can get more people on it. Vimeo, if you want to pre-record all of your information, you can upload your videos to Vimeo and time release them. We talked about that yesterday. Or you can just get pictures and type content out and they read through it. Periscope, you can do Periscope as well, especially if you've got a good following on Periscope. That's another way that you can teach as well. Zoom classes are awesome too. So I do Zoom all the time. I prefer Facebook Live because there's more people on Facebook, and I think you're going to get a bigger audience. So we have about 7,000 a night on these videos, and even more thousands that watch it later on. So that's my favorite format, but you can use anything. Just go where the audience is, where you've got an audience. So vendor events, we talked about that yesterday. Those aren't actually classes. They're for picking up leads. Does your hubby do your tech work? My hubby saves my butt. Like, he's amazing. Like, I mean, amazing. But I'll tell you, Facebook Live isn't too hard. You just click post and go live. It's real easy. Oh, Lynn, thank you. Thank you so much for putting the SoundCloud link up there. Guys, so anybody who wanted to listen to the first 8 chapters, you can listen to it. Tell me what you think of the audio version. That would really mean the world to me. Thank you. Yes, I will go over the purple bags. Everybody wants to know about the purple bags, and I got it sitting right next to me. So vendor events are a place for picking up leads. It's for getting names that will let you come and teach to the classes. Don't generally tend to sell a lot of kits at vendor events unless it's a very quiet vendor event, because you don't have a lot of face time with the people that are passing through. But you do have time to give them one paragraph on what oils are and to hand them your contact information. And if you have a basket, then you can collect their contact information if you do a giveaway. So those are the secret to vendor events. So now let's talk about the anatomy of a class. Without your member number, yes, I'm very, very sorry about that. Just a generic message asking them to connect back with the person who shared the link or CD. Yes, absolutely. We'll make sure we get one of those up for you, okay? So here's the anatomy of a class. There's 10 different things in the class. Number 1, tell your story. Share how you got involved with oils. Number 2, introduce the chemical-free lifestyle. Number 3, play the oily scavenger hunt video. We put it up online, and that's free for everybody. It's an icebreaker video. So instead of you just standing there and just reading for half an hour, break it up with some media. It holds people's attention, and it shows them what a chemical-free lifestyle looks like. Launch into the lecture. Why do I have a lecture? I get asked that all the time, especially by blue personalities. They're like, Sarah, like, lecture? I don't want to go to a lecture. I want food, I want fellowship, and chocolate. Like, chocolate's really good. It doesn't actually fall under the category of food because it's its own category. Chocolate. All right. So why do I call it a lecture, and why do I teach lectures? Why do I do that? Because this is serious, guys. I mean, this is their family. This is your life. This is your wellness. Okay. They need the information, and you have a very short period of time to be able to get it to them. So for me, it's not a joke. It's not a party. It's not fun. It's serious. You know, it's about getting important information to them. So they need to know why they need it. And that's why I have a lecture. That's why I teach lectures, because it's not a game to me. Oils are not a game. Oils are very, very serious. And I don't know what we would do without them in our house. I mean, they have saved us so many times. And so for me, it's a very serious topic, and it's something I take very seriously, and it's not a party for me. Like, for me, it's about getting the information in their hands and training them to know how seriously they need to take this, and how they need to start swapping some of that stuff out in their house and get away from the chemicals in their home. Otherwise, there will be major repercussions in their family and in their children and with their spouse, and they don't want that, right? They don't want that. So you're there to come alongside them and train them. So the 5th part is pass around the start. They got to use the oils. 6th thing is you end with a really strong close. You've got to have a strong close in your lecture. And I wrote 2 different closes that are in the back of the book. One that's pretty bold and one that's a little bit more laid back. But both of them, pick one that you like, that resonates with you. Take elements of it and rewrite it. Include your story, whatever you want to do. It's just there to be a stepping stone for you. But you got to close your class, all right? Number 7, get their information. You got to pass a clipboard around. So you're going to give them your information with the purple bag, and then you're going to collect their information from them. Then number 8, give them resources. I told you about the free 101 that you guys are free to burn if you want. You got permission to do that. We have the DVD that you can buy off of Amazon. We'll have up soon. We already talked about copying stuff. The stuff on the website is free. But if you want to keep them oiling, point them to the Oilability Facebook page or to the oilabilityteam.com page. Have them watch the first 2 boot camp videos on why a chemical-free life is so important. It's a great way to explode your business with business builders. It's awesome. Number 9, play the How to Get Your Oils for Free DVD after your 101 classes. This is a great way to explode your business. A great way. And the nice thing about the close in the back of the book is you can tack it onto any lecture. It goes with any of them. If you're teaching an Oils of the Bible, or you're teaching a Golden Touch kit, or you're teaching an ULA class, or you're teaching chemical-free home, that close can go on any of the lectures. That's why I kept it separate from the 101, because you can tack it onto anything. And then number 10, don't let them leave without something oily. I usually spend $1 a person, and I give away Thieves Cleaner. I'll just put it in a spray bottle and I give it away to everybody that comes in. You can give them samples of the pain cream, or you can give them each a Thieves cough drop, or you can get the little samples off of Young Living site, or you can share it with your Share It bottles out of your kit. They need something in their hands. Okay, they need something in your hands. Where's the How to Get Oils for Free video? That'll be up on Amazon in a couple weeks. So purple bags. Y'all have been asking about this. This is the infamous purple bag. I've been using these organza bags off of Amazon. You can get them for like 10 cents a piece. What do I put in my purple bag? So there's a couple different sites that had photos of the starter kits. Oils by Mary did for a while. The Essential Tools has some photos of the starter kit. It's not specifically Young Living, but it's a photo of what comes in the kit. Or worst case scenario, you picture of the kit and get them developed at Walgreens, which I did. And what I do is I put a picture of the kit inside the bag. You can even just print it off on a piece of paper, a color sheet of paper, get them printed at Staples and put them inside the bag. There's a couple different sites that sell really good ones. Jen with the essential tools, Jen O'Sullivan with the French aromatherapy book, literally just released these charts that are really, really nice. And she's got small ones too, which are 54 of the most popular essential oils and 5 of the top uses for each oil, and they're compliant, which is awesome. It's got it broken up by system. You can see brain, skin, face, emotion. So it gives them some different ideas to use it. She's even got little trifolds that she sells as well, and it's exactly the same on the inside. So you can include one of these things in there to give them some ideas on how to use some of the oils on Young Living's site. But the biggest thing is I give them, again, that is Jen O'Sullivan, and she's the author of the French aromatherapy book. She literally just released it like 2 days ago. So those are great. Any photo of the kit, I'll have to grab the link for you. All right, I'll grab the link for you. I can't type it while I'm on a Facebook Live, but I'll pop it up. So I'll put that in there. I will give a free copy of the 101 that I burn. Those are awesome. The biggest thing, though, is you've got to have an explanation of how to order the kit, and you got to have your business card in there. So every single one of my purple bags has my business card, which I think I threw on the floor here. Where did I put my business card? I'm sitting on it. That's why I can't find it, because I'm sitting on my business card. So this is what my business card looks like. I get these at Vistaprint for $20. It says Sarah Harnish, Young Living Platinum, and then it's got all my contact information on it. Got my ugly mug right on the back of it right there. And how to order the starter kit is on the back of my card. Look, I've even got oil spilled on it. That's like as authentic as you can get. So I put down how to order the kit on the back of my card, a photo of me, and then I've got my contact information and my card right up on the front. And I just get those on Vistaprint. I designed it myself. So inside the purple bag, how to order the kit, and there's instructions in the appendix of how to order the kit. Really easy. Go to youngliving.com, click on Become a Member, and fill this number in for sponsor and this number in for enroller. Okay, so you just give them a piece of paper that shows them how to order. Give them your business card so they know how to contact you. They have to have a way to get back to you. I give them a freebie. Might be a roll-on, might be a sample, might be thieves cleaner, whatever. I'll throw that in there. And then I usually try to give them something educational. So that's where Jen's little flyers are coming really nice, or a picture of the starter kit would come in really nice, because it shows you how to use the oils and what they would want the oils for. So those are the components of what is. I do need a stand. I know, right? Like, man, sometimes I'm a little too. Those are the components of what go in my purple bags. And I make those up ahead of time, and I bring them to every class. And so as soon as we end and I have my close, I hand out the purple bags and I hit play on the How to Get Your Oils for Free video for 10 minutes. And then we wrap up the class. I give them all their free stuff, and that's the end of the class. So that's how we do. Do you worry about people starting an account and not completing the kit order in that first month? I'll usually tell them that they need to complete it in one sitting. And if they have any problems, they're welcome to give me a ring. I have a computer set up in the back of the class. So every single time I teach a class, I say, listen, if you'd like some help navigating the website, we've got a laptop set up right in the back of the class, and I'm here to walk you through to help you. So it's not any pressure to order, but if you'd like my assistance, I'm more than happy to sit in the back and walk you through it. So just send them to my Get Oily Wet. Yeah, of course it's okay to send them to your website, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. So purple bag is awesome. I felt like I wasn't following up with them. Every class, everybody gets a bag. Every single class. That's a policy we've had since the very first class. They have to have your information to get back to you after they leave, especially if you have 3 people going in and inviting 50 people, because a lot of the people in your class you may not know. So you've got to be able to hand out those purple bags like candy. My purple bags cost me maybe 30 cents. With everything in it. They're not expensive. Do I have audio for the Get Your Oil for Free? No, I don't. That one we've only got on DVD, and that'll go up on Amazon really soon. I haven't had a chance to get in studio and record that. Mostly because we show it as a video at the end of the class. And if you just play an audio, most people won't sit there for that. They'll listen to it in their car or on their phone as a podcast. But if you got a whole class full, they're not going to sit there and listen to audio. So we only have that as a DVD, and we'll have that up on Amazon really soon. All right. Social Security is what deters many in my class. That's almost over. Young Living's doing away with that really soon. What about online classes? Then what I do is I replicate the purple bag in an online format. I have the link for them to go and order. They just click on it and it sends them right there. And I have a really strong close, and I make sure that they've got my contact information. I order my bag
on Amazon? What about people who are in your class that are on another team already? Do you charge anything, or have you in the past? Every class I've ever taught has always been wide open to anybody. And it never phases me if people are coming and sitting in my classes. I don't charge anything for them. I don't make them feel weird for being there among the rest of our team. And a lot of my team members are on here. They can attest to that. Even from the very first class, we've had that as a resource, because guys, as your teams grow, your leaders are going to be in all 50 states, and you're not going to be able to get to all 50 states all year long, and they're not going to wait once a year for you to show up. So the reality is we're Team Young Living. We're in this together. That's why the boot camp is wide open to all of you. That's why I published this book. I mean it with all my heart. When I would love my leaders to be able to sit in your classes. Like, that would mean the world to me. If you're doing a rally or you're doing a class and my people can sit in the back of the room because you guys are in Tennessee and I'm in New York, or you're in Texas or you're in California, I can't be in all of those places. And you guys can't be in all those places. So if, because I'm not on your team. So I would hope that we are all out there helping each other out. You have nothing to lose by having a couple extra bodies in your class. All right. Absolutely nothing to lose at all. So it doesn't cost you anything. What's in the bag again? All right. So what's in the bag? Usually a copy of my 101. So why do I give away the 101? Because if you give them a copy of that 101 lecture, you basically just doubled your class size. What I tell them is, I know you know somebody that should have been in this class and you're kicking yourself for not inviting them. Do me a favor and take this 101 and go give it to that person, because they need to hear the stuff that you heard tonight. Like, they have to hear that. And what did you do? If you had 10 people in your class, you now have 20 people in your class. All right, you now have 20. So it's really, really important that you're sharing that. So what's in the purple bag again? Usually my contact information, a little sheet that shows them how to order the starter kit, which is in the appendix of Game Plan. It shows you how to get your kit. I just type that out and put it in the bag. A photo of the starter kit, which there's a number of sites that offer that. Oils by Mary, The Essential Tools. There's a bunch of them that have flyers. And then I like to give them something that shows them how to use it, something educational. So I really like Jen O'Sullivan's new flyers that she's come up with. So that's all the components of my purple bags. All right, back on with the training. I'm like determined to get out here in 30 minutes, and I can never seem to do it in 30 minutes. Whew. All right, so end your classes strong. When you're ending your class, you've got to end your class strong. Remember, guys, this is serious. It's not a joke. The class is not a joke. I had one woman who taught 12 classes. She averaged 20 people in every single class that she had. The average class size, 20 people, and she sold 0 kits, none. So I went and I sat in the back of her 13th class, all the way in the back, and I watched. She ended her class, and she goes, "You've survived Essential Oils 101. And then they got up and they left. They didn't have a purple bag. They didn't have her contact information. She didn't collect any of their information. I had one woman come to me and say, I didn't even realize she was selling anything. She didn't mention the kit. She didn't pass around the kit. They didn't have the oils in their nose. She didn't tell them how to order. And I asked her afterwards, I was like, why did you do that? I go, that's not the way I trained you. And she said, well, I just didn't want to come off as salesy. I said, that woman sitting over there in the corner doesn't even know that you're a Young Living distributor. She doesn't even know that you're a distributor, and you're holding all these classes for no reason, because you're not going to grow a team if you don't tell people where to get the oils. All right. These people gave their time. Yeah, it does all fit in the bag. It all fits in the bag. The CDs don't. I hand those out separately. So these people gave up their time to come to class. They wanted to learn about the oils. They have a desire to swap chemicals out of their home, and you have failed them if you don't have a strong close. You didn't tell them where to start. You didn't tell them where to begin. They walked away from their families and their obligations, and you did not honor their time. You didn't honor their time if you don't have a strong close and tell them where to begin. What I want you to do, guys, if you have an issue with the close, I want you to go to that place where you knew nothing about oils at all, ever, nothing, that totally dark place. And I know y'all are like, right? Go to that place, that dark, hopeless place, and that's where they are. Your job, your task is to pluck them from that place and show them where you are. Pluck them from that place. So oils, I look at them as a bridge between natural health and chemical-free living. There's no 6 weeks of tincturing to be able to understand how to use something chemical-free. There's no fermenting sitting on your counter. You literally just grab the oil and you put a drop on your skin, or you put a drop in the diffuser. It's not as hard as a lot of clean living things out there. You don't have to boil bones to make bone broth for 12 hours, right? It's the bridge between the natural health world and the traditional world out there. Okay. It's the bridge that's out there. So this is your way of connecting with them with a chemical-free lifestyle that's very simple and very easy to do. I call it fast food, clean living. All right. It's literally like super fast to learn how to use these. You have to remember, though, that place where you were so that you can communicate with them. Instead of having a tincture or ferment something or boil something, you just grab a drop out of a bottle that's been expertly distilled. It's super easy to use, but you got to show them how to do that. What I want you guys to do, one of the things you have to do today is to read Appendix G. What poster is good to leave in a Chiro office? We probably have to make one up for you, and we'll design one and we'll put it up on the website. All right. I want you to read Appendix G in here. There's 2 different closing scripts. I'm going to assign them for you to read as homework. The nice thing, like I said, is they can be tacked onto the back of any script: 101, 102, 103, 104, oils in the bedroom, chemical-free home, millennials, sleek weight loss, beauty school. It works for all of them, which is why I kept the closing script separate in the book. If you can pull off the close, you have had a very successful class. Very successful class. If you can connect and educate and train people how to research and use the oils for themselves and catch the vision of where Young Living goes, then you will have lifelong oilers. Lifelong oilers, all right? So your homework is to read chapter 9 in the book. Do the workbook pages for chapter 9. What are the 3 takeaways in the chapter for you? I want you to understand the difference of having to sell the starter kit versus an education mentality in your clothes and educating them on the oils, all right? Here's the thing. You have to personalize your story, though, compliantly, without any diagnosis, without any disease. So today, for your homework assignment in the workbook, you're going to be writing your own open and writing your own close. Can you repeat again how to give them the purple bag for an online class? I just put a link on where to order the starter kit and make sure they have my contact information. Okay, that's pretty much it. You can type out the how to order and put it on your online class so that they know how to order that same piece of paper that you would put in your purple bag. So I want you to read chapter 9, do the workbook sheets for chapter 9, and what you're going to be doing is writing your open and your close with your story in it. You're going to personalize it for yourself. It's pages 41 and 42 in the workbook, and you can take my words, go for it. I put them in this book so you could pillage and steal and pirate all you want. You have total permission to pillage and steal and pirate as long as you're not posting it online so people don't have to buy the book. Okay, that would hurt my feelings. But if you want to take it and use it in your own classes, that's why I wrote it. That's why I wrote it. Go ahead and take it. Use the wording. It's for you. I purposely put different versions of it in there so you could pick different ones. Well, the only thing I got in my purple bag right now is a free sample of roll-on, but I also put in there my business card, which I'm probably sitting on again. And then I put in a 101 audio CD, or I just have the CD outside the bag, and then I also put in how to order the kit. So they know how to order the kit and they have my contact information. That's always in the bag, always in the bag. So let's see where I left off. Today, you're going to write your own open, your own close in the workbook, and you're going to customize it to your story. It's page 41 and 42 in the workbook. And then I want you to go to Appendix G and read both of the closes in the mirror. I'm going to make you read it and look at yourself in the mirror and see which one fits you the best. Pick one that you think is the best for you. Tomorrow, believe it or not, we're already into part 3 of the book. We're in the 3rd section of the book. Like, we're like flying through this boot camp. So it's after the class. After the class is over and you've read that 3-page lecture and you've done your strong close and you handed out your purple bags, and it doesn't matter what kind of class you're doing, whether it's a lunch and learn or a big class or one on your couch or, a speed oiling class. However you're doing it, you hand out your information. They have your information. You've collected their information on a clipboard. You've handed out your information to them. After the class, we have to follow up. And I know this scares the tar out of you guys. Remember, that's what Valor's for, and Stress Away, and Grounding and Gathering. That's what they're for, right? So continue to use them. Get those going in your diffuser. We're going to talk about how to follow up, and I'm going to give you some amazing tools for doing it. Follow up is all in the tools. It's all in the tools. So I'm going to give you 3 different tools you're going to get to use tomorrow. Cards that track your follow-up, scripts that are going to help you, and even images that you can email to people. So tons and tons and tons of stuff. What if you're teaching for somebody else, purple bag? Oh, if you just put their sponsor number on it. Or sponsor and enroller if you're doing the teaching. Yeah. So let's see. Oh, where did I leave off here? So we're going to give you some amazing tools for following up with people tomorrow. I will see you at 9:00 Eastern tomorrow. And then you get the weekend off. I had a lot of people confused that we weren't doing it on Saturday and Sunday. It's not 25 straight days. It's Monday through Friday. So I give you the weekends to get caught up because I'm really serious about you reading the book and doing the workbook at the same time and keeping up with me. So make sure you use the weekend to keep working on your warm market list. If you didn't finish your vision board from last week. Get that done. Work on your open, work on your close. It's all right. I really want you to take the boot camp seriously so that when you leave, this workbook is liquid gold to you. It's got your warm market in it. It's got your opens, your closes. It's got the people you're working on. It's got your accountability sheets. Like, this is going to be as valuable to you as the actual book will be, because it's all custom tailored to you and to your team. So if you get behind though, guys, don't sweat it. It's all right. Just follow along on the website at oilabilityteam.com instead. We have all the videos in one place. Maybe you're doing it and you want your team to be doing it too. So I've got a challenge for you guys this weekend. We're going to up our game heading into week 3. If you really want your bang for your buck out of this boot camp, you really want to have a huge OGV spike. I told you we had a 30,000 OGV spike. You really want that kind of a spike on your team. Get somebody to do this thing with you. Particularly somebody who's on your team, particularly multiple leaders. I would like to see everybody on this boot camp pick one other person and have them start with day 1 of the boot camp on Monday or over the weekend. Just have them watch the first 2 videos. Maybe it's somebody who's not even doing the business on your team. Send them the first 2 videos and give them an incentive for watching the first 2 videos. The Why Do a Young Living Business video, and then also my personal story video. Just send those 2 and see if they have an interest to keep going. I will give out a signed copy of the book on Monday during the training to some random person who pulls that off, who gets somebody on their team to start boot camp over the weekend or on Monday. Okay. Over the weekend or on Monday, I'll give out a signed copy. So share it, get your leaders on. That's how you set a fire in your team. You know what? I have had quite a few requests for a large print book, and you know what? I could work on that. I absolutely could get a large print version, and I'll talk to Amazon about that, and we'll do the formatting, and we'll do a large print edition for people that would really bless. I know the audio blesses people, and the large print would too, so we'll work on that if that's something that would really bless you guys. I want you to know, though, you're never behind on this, never. The videos will be up forever on the website, forever and ever, amen. And pretty soon we're going to have the entire boot camp on DVD also. So if you don't have the data to be able to watch all of these live, you'll be able to order the DVD set and loan it out to your leaders, and they can all use it. So share it. Get your leaders on. That's how you set that fire in your team. I put a post up earlier today on how you can really rock this if you're a leader with a large team. We've got silvers and golds and platinums doing Facebook Live with their own teams right when this video ends. They get on with all their teams, and they talk about the video and the training that we've been doing. They offer incentives for doing the homework, and they hold each other accountable within their own groups. So check out Rachel's post that I'm going to pop up there and look at the way that she's utilizing this and utilizing Facebook Live in her own team to get the biggest bang for a buck. The more people are involved on your team with this boot camp and have their own books and their own workbooks and are marking them all up, the bigger and faster your team is going to grow. So I will see you guys at 9:00 tomorrow night. We'll talk about follow-up, adore you, and I will see you at 9 Eastern, and then you get the weekend off. Thank you. Yeah, I will take the traveling mercy prayers for tomorrow for getting my son. It's my oldest. I move him into the dorms. It's hard, but it'll be good. So I will see you guys tomorrow evening, and have an awesome, awesome Friday.